Virgo, stop, breathe, because what I'm about to tell you is not coincidence, and it is not small. The cards have been screaming your name since before the sun rose today, and the message they're carrying. It changes everything you thought you knew about being loved. Someone is coming toward you with a love so deep, so specific, so undeniably yours, that it will make every lonely night you've endured feel like it was preparing you for this exact moment. But here's what the cards won't let me skip. This person isn't arriving the way you expect. And the timing? It's closer than your anxiety wants to believe. Before I pull the next card, tell me in the comments where you're watching from tonight. Drop a heart if you're ready to finally be chosen. And subscribe to Trusted Tarot, because this message has a second layer, and you'll want to be here when it unfolds. Do not scroll past this. I need you to hear me clearly. You were not browsing. You were not randomly clicking. Something in your spirit, something ancient and knowing inside of you, pulled your thumb to this exact video at this exact second. The algorithm didn't find you, Virgo. Your higher self did. You've been asking. Maybe not with words, maybe not out loud, but in the quiet of your room, in the space between sleeping and waking. In that aching little prayer you whisper when no one is listening. You asked for a sign. You asked for proof that this season of waiting, this season of giving and receiving crumbs in return, that it was not permanent. And the universe heard you. And the universe answered. And the answer is sitting in these cards right now, waiting for you to be brave enough to receive it. I felt you before I shuffled. I felt your energy enter the space like a flicker, like a candle in a window that's been dark for too long. And I need you to know something before we go any further. What I'm reading here is not vague. This is not a general message for anyone who happens to press play. This is yours. The way it lands in your chest, the way your breath just shifted, the way your shoulders dropped half an inch without you realizing. That's not imagination, that's recognition. Your soul recognizes truth, and right now, truth is looking back at you. Let me ask you something, and I need you to be honest with yourself. In the last few days, maybe the last week, have you felt it? That strange flutter low in your chest, not quite anxiety, not quite excitement, something in between, like your body knows something your mind hasn't caught up with yet. You've been restless, waking up a few minutes before your alarm, heart beating just a little too fast, as if you've been running in your sleep. You've been reaching for your phone more than usual, checking, scrolling, looking for something you can't quite name. A message, a sign, a shift in the atmosphere. You told yourself it was nothing. You told yourself you were being foolish. But you weren't being foolish, Virgo. You were being attuned. Your body has been receiving the signal before your conscious mind could translate it. The energy is already moving. It has already begun. And what's coming is not a whisper. It is an arrival. And the dreams, oh, the dreams. Don't pretend you haven't been having them. Flashes of a face you can't quite hold onto when you wake. A voice saying your name in a tone so tender it made your eyes sting in the dream, and you woke up confused. A little breathless, a little sad for a reason you couldn't explain. Maybe it was someone from your past. Maybe it was someone you've never met but somehow already know. Maybe it was a feeling more than a person. A warmth. A hand on your back. A sense of being seen so completely that it almost hurt. And then the memories, random ones. A song from years ago suddenly playing in your mind on repeat. A smell that stopped you mid-step on a sidewalk. A phrase someone said that lodged itself in your thoughts and won't leave. These are not accidents, Virgo. These are breadcrumbs. Your subconscious is processing what your spirit already knows. The connection is forming in the unseen world before it ever touches the physical one. And it is almost through. Now, I need to slow down here, because the cards are showing me something about this person who is coming toward you, and I don't want to give you the full picture yet, not because I'm withholding, but because context matters. Because if I tell you what they're about to do, what they're about to say, without you understanding the journey they've been on, the why behind it, the depth of what it means, you'll receive it smaller than it actually is. And you deserve to receive this at full size. You deserve the whole truth, not a fragment. So stay with me. Because what this person is feeling right now, in this very moment, in the privacy of their own mind where they think no one can see them, it is going to crack something open in your heart. In the best way, in the healing way. They have been thinking about you, not casually, not in passing. They have been sitting with the weight of you in their mind, turning you over in their thoughts like a stone they can't put down. There is a reckoning happening inside them. A quiet, fierce, almost painful clarity. They are realizing something they have been avoiding, and that realization is what is bringing them toward you. It is what is dissolving the distance, the silence, the hesitation. They are not the same person they were 3 months ago, 2 months ago, even 2 weeks ago. Something broke open in them. Something they can no longer pretend isn't there. And what they are preparing to bring to you, what they are preparing to say or show or offer, it is not small. It is not half-hearted. It is the kind of love that makes you feel like you've been holding your breath for years and someone finally says, "You can exhale now, you're safe, you're chosen, you're it, but I need you to hear me on this next part because I care about how you receive what's coming. Do not let your history distort this. I know you've been hurt. I know you've given your tenderness to people who treated it like it was convenient, disposable, something they could set down and walk away from. I know there is a part of you that has built walls so thick you've forgotten what it feels like to be truly open. And I understand why. But this message is not asking you to tear those walls down tonight. It's asking you to notice that someone is standing on the other side, knocking gently, patiently, and saying, "I'm not here to break inches. I'm here to wait until you're ready to open the door. You don't have to rush. You don't have to perform. You just have to let yourself be approached. Let yourself be wanted without flinching. Before I pull the next card, before I show you the timing, before I tell you exactly what this looks like in the physical world, I want you to do something for me." If this message is landing in your body, if something in you is saying, "Yes, this is mine, this is for me," then subscribe to Trusted Tarot right now. Not because I need you to, but because this reading has a second layer. And the next message that finds you might be the confirmation you've been praying for. Make yourself part of this circle. Claim your seat here. You are not meant to walk this next chapter alone. Now, take a breath, settle into your body. Because the next thing I'm going to tell you is the part you've been waiting for. The part where the waiting ends. The part where the story turns. And Virgo, I need you to receive it with your whole chest open. Because this miracle is real. And it has your name written all over it. The card that just turned over made me pause. I had to set the deck down for a moment because the energy coming through is so tender, so achingly human, that I almost didn't want to speak it aloud. But you deserve this. You deserve to know what's happening on the other side of the silence you've been living inches. So listen. This person, the one the cards keep circling, the one your dreams have been sketching in half-light and whispered syllables. They have been in a war with themselves, and you didn't even know. You've been on your side of the distance, wondering if you mattered, wondering if you were forgotten, wondering if the connection you felt was one-sided, story you invented to survive the loneliness. But no, Virgo. They have been fighting their fear, fighting their pride, fighting the voice in their head that says they don't deserve you, that they'll fumble this, that they'll show up imperfectly and you'll see through them and leave. They have been rehearsing words and swallowing them, picking up their phone and setting it back down, writing something and deleting it, starting a sentence in their mind 100 times because they need it to be right, because you matter that much, because they have decided in the quiet cathedral of their own heart that you are not optional, you are not a maybe, you are the thing they keep coming back to when everything else falls away. And here's what I need you to understand about them. Because your Virgo mind is already trying to analyze, categorize, build a logical framework around this person so you can predict their next move and protect yourself. I see you doing it. I see that little mental checklist forming. But this person is not a puzzle to solve. They are a human being who is terrified of losing you before they've even fully had you. And that terror is what caused the delay, not indifference, not cruelty, not the absence of love. The presence of so much love that it became paralyzing. They looked at what they feel for you and thought, if I say this wrong, if I move too fast, if I show up and I'm not enough, I lose the one person who made me feel like I could be whole. So they froze, they pulled back. They went quiet and you felt it. God, you felt it. You felt the withdrawal like a cold hand on your chest. You told yourself it meant nothing. You told yourself they weren't that into you. You built a little eulogy for something that wasn't even dead yet. But it wasn't nothing, Virgo. It was fear dressed up as distance. And that fear is dissolving now. The ice is cracking. And what's underneath is warm. I want to tell you something about the form this miracle is taking. Because the cards are very specific here, and I don't want to soften what they're showing me. This is not going to arrive as a vague, lukewarm gesture. This is not a half-hearted text with a maybe and a shrug emoji. What is coming has weight. It has intention behind it. The cards show me a communication, a reaching across the gap. And when it lands in your hands, when you see their name or hear their voice or feel their presence in a way you didn't expect, your first instinct is going to be disbelief. You're going to stare. You're going to read it twice, 3 times. You're going to look for the catch, the trick, the fine print, because your heart has been conditioned to expect disappointment. And I need you to hear me now. Before that moment arrives, there is no catch, there is no trick. You are allowed to simply receive it. You are allowed to let it be good without interrogating it. You are allowed to exhale and say, okay, this is real, and I can have this. But there's a layer here I haven't shown you yet, and I need you to trust me when I say the full picture requires one more turn of the card. Because what this person is bringing you is not just words. It's not just an apology or a confession or a declaration. It's a decision, a choice they are making with their whole self, not halfway, not tentatively. A choice that changes the architecture of your days. And I want you to be grounded when you hear what that choice is, because your heart is going to want to sprint toward it. And I need you to walk. I need you to walk toward it with your spine straight and your eyes open, not because you should be guarded, but because you should be present, fully present, not lost in the relief of it, not drowning in the disbelief, but standing in your own worth and saying, yes, I receive this, and I receive it as someone who knows their value, not someone who is grateful for scraps. And Virgo, I know that word stings, scraps. I know how many times you've accepted less than you deserved because you were afraid of having nothing at all. I know how many times you shrunk yourself, made yourself smaller, quieter, less needing, so that someone else wouldn't feel burdened by the fullness of your love. I know you've been the one who remembers birthdays, who checks in, who holds the emotional architecture of every relationship you're in while no one asks who's holding you. And I know how exhausting that is, how lonely it is to be the caretaker, the fixer, the one everyone leans on while you lean on the wall because there's no one to lean into. That season is closing. I need you to hear that with your whole body. That season is closing. What is coming is not another person who needs you to perform, to manage, to be the steady one while they are the chaos. What is coming is someone who looks at you and says, let me hold this for a while. Let me be the one who remembers. Let me be the one who shows up first. Let me love you in the way you've been loving everyone else. Rest now. I've got you. Feel that. Let it land. Let it settle into the places that have been tight for months, for years. You don't have to fix anything right now. You don't have to figure out the logistics or plan the conversation or strategize your response. You just have to let yourself be loved without earning it, without being perfect first, without making yourself smaller so it's easier for them. You are allowed to be received in your fullness. The analytical mind, the tender heart, the need for order, the wild hidden dreams you don't tell anyone about, all of it. They want all of it, and they are coming to tell you so. The timing is not accidental. I'll show you why. I'll show you exactly why this is arriving now and not a month ago, not a week ago, but here, in this window, on this side of the summer, under this particular arrangement of energy. Because there is a reason, and when you understand it, the waiting will make sense, and it will stop hurting. Let's talk about the exact moment this shifts from the spiritual realm into your physical reality. Because the cards are not showing me a slow, agonizing drip of breadcrumbs. They are showing me a dam breaking. When this communication comes, and it is coming, Virgo, mark my words, it is already in transit on an energetic level. It is going to look like a sudden shift to the outside world. But you and I know it has been building in the dark for months. The message you are going to receive is not going to be a casual check-in, is not going to be a vague meme sent at 2 in the morning to test the waters. The cards are showing me profound, unfiltered confession. This person is going to lay their cards on the table. They are going to tell you exactly what you have meant to them, exactly where they went wrong in the silence, and exactly what they want to build with you now. They are going to use words that you have secretly longed to hear, but convinced yourself you would never get. They are going to validate your feelings. They are going to acknowledge the pain their distance caused you. And they are going to ask for a chance to make it right. Not with empty promises, but with a tangible, undeniable shift in their behavior. But here is where I need to give you a very specific warning, Virgo. A warning tailored exactly to your beautiful, brilliant, over-analytical mind. When that screen lights up, when that phone vibrates against your palm and you see their name, your first instinct is going to be to dissect it. Your mind is going to rush in to protect your heart. You are going to look for the hidden motive. You are going to ask yourself, why now? What do they want? Are they just lonely? Is this a trauma bond? Am I being foolish for believing this? I need you to catch that voice the second it starts speaking. I need you to recognize that your analytical mind is trying to save you from a pain that is no longer happening. You have spent so long protecting yourself from disappointment that your nervous system doesn't quite know how to process a miracle. It thinks a miracle is a trap. It thinks if you analyze the joy, you can control the outcome. But you cannot dissect magic, Virgo. If you take a butterfly apart to see how it flies, you destroy it. When this message arrives, I am asking you to put down the magnifying glass. Put down the microscope. Do not read between the lines for a threat. Read the lines for the love that is being offered to you. Let it be simple. Let it be good. Let yourself just feel the warmth of it without immediately trying to figure out how to manage it. And this brings us to the timing. You have been asking the universe, why now? Why did I have to wait so long? Why did I have to sit in the waiting room of my own life, watching everyone else get chosen, while I was left to figure it out on my own? The answer is in the divine window you are currently standing inches. We are deep in the energy of mid-August. The portals have been opening and closing, shifting the tectonic plates of your soul. If this person had come to you a year ago, or even 6 months ago, it would have been a disaster. Not because the love wasn't there, but because the vessels weren't ready. If they had arrived in their old energy, you would have shrunk yourself to accommodate their unhealed wounds. You would have slipped right back into your old pattern of being the fixer, the caretaker, the one who holds the emotional architecture while they remain a guest in the house you built. The universe kept them away to protect you. The universe kept you in the waiting room because it was busy renovating the house. It was busy tearing down your codependency, burning away your tolerance for less than, and forcing you to find your own center. And while you were doing that agonizing, beautiful shadow work, they were being put through the fire on their side of the distance. They had to hit their own bottom. They had to sit in the deafening silence of their own making and realize that no one else could fill the space you left behind. They had to realize that their fear of intimacy was actually a fear of their own depth. The timing of this miracle, right here on the cusp of this mid-August threshold, is because the energetic ripening is finally complete. You are no longer meeting as the wounded versions of yourselves. You are meeting as the healed, integrated, sovereign versions of yourselves. The delay was not a denial, Virgo. The delay was the preparation. The universe was making sure that when this person finally walked through your door, they had the emotional stamina to stay. They had the maturity to recognize your worth. They had the courage to love you the way you have always deserved to be loved, not just the way they were capable of loving in the past. I know how exhausted you are. I can feel the weight of it in your energy field. You are so tired of being the strong one. You are so tired of being the one who understands, the one who forgives, the one who sees the potential in people and loves them until they become it, only to watch them walk away once they are whole. You have poured from an empty cup for so long that you have forgotten what it feels like to be poured into. You have been carrying the grief of unreciprocated effort, the quiet humiliation of caring more than the other person, the lonely ache of being deeply known by yourself, but only partially seen by others. I see that exhaustion, and I am here to tell you that you can set it down. You do not have to carry it into this new chapter. The person who is coming toward you is not asking you to carry them. They are coming to carry you. They are coming to say, I see how tired you are. Let me take the wheel for a while. Let me be the safe place you land. This is the miracle the cards promised you in the very beginning. This is the love that makes every past heartbreak look like a necessary detour, because those detours kept you from settling. They kept you from accepting a comfortable, lukewarm love that would have slowly starved your spirit. They kept you walking until you reached this exact coordinate in time and space, where a love that matches your depth is finally ready to meet you. You are about to experience what it feels like to be loved without conditions. To be loved not for what you can do, or how you can serve, or how perfectly you can manage a situation, but simply for the fact that you exist, for the way your mind works, for the tenderness of your heart, for the unique, irreplaceable light that you bring into a room. Take a deep breath in right now. Fill your lungs all the way to the bottom. Hold it for a second. And let it out with a sound if you need to. Let the tension drop out of your jaw. Let your shoulders fall away from your ears. Unclench your hands. The war is over, Virgo. The waiting is ending. The season of being overlooked is closing its doors behind you. As we move into the final part of this reading, I want you to anchor this feeling of relief into your body. I want you to prepare your spirit for the closing ritual. Because we need to seal this energy, inches we need to lock this miracle into your physical reality, so that when the moment comes, you do not flinch. You do not run, you stand tall, and you receive. As we step into these final moments together, I want you to visualize the next 72 hours. I want you to feel the specific texture of the air around you as this energy moves from the spiritual realm into your physical reality. Because this is not a reading about something that might happen in 5 years or a vague manifestation you need to wait a decade for. This is mid-August energy. The veil is thin, the portals are active, and the universe is rushing to close the gaps between what you have prayed for and what you are about to hold in your hands. When this communication arrives, it is going to shift the entire atmosphere of your life. You will feel it in your chest before you even read the words. A sudden dropping away of tension. A profound, almost eerie sense of calm washing over your nervous system. The frantic, buzzing anxiety that has been living in your stomach for months is going to evaporate, replaced by a deep, resonant knowing that you are finally safe. And I need to address the promise that brought you to this exact video today. The promise that this person will love you more than anyone ever has. I know that sounds like a fairy tale. I know your logical, analytical Virgo mind immediately rejects it as an exaggeration, because you have been conditioned to believe that love is supposed to be hard. You have been taught that love is a negotiation, compromise, constant balancing act where you give 80% and hope they give 20%. But what is coming for you defies every rule you have learned about relationships. This person is going to love you more than anyone ever has because they are not in love with your utility. They are not in love with how well you organize their life, how perfectly you anticipate their needs, or how beautifully you hold yourself together when everything is falling apart. Past partners loved you for what you could do for them. They loved your competence. They loved your reliability. But this person is in love with your soul. They are going to love you in your mess. They are going to love you when your mind is racing and you cannot sleep. They are going to love you when you are insecure, when you are doubting yourself, when you feel entirely unlovable. Where others would pull away when you showed them your shadows, this person is going to lean inches. They are going to look at the parts of you that you have hidden in the dark, the parts you were too ashamed to show, and they are going to say, I see that, and I love that. Too, they are going to love you with fierce, protective, unwavering devotion that will make you look back at every past relationship and realize you were only ever accepting practice runs. This is the real thing, Virgo. This is the love that your higher self has been fiercely guarding you for. The universe kept you single, kept you in the waiting room, kept you away from settling for mediocre connections, because it knew this level of devotion was being prepared for you. You were not being punished by the delay, you were being preserved for the miracle. But here is the final psychological hurdle we must cross together, and it is perhaps the most important one. When you are used to chaos, peace feels suspicious. When you are used to fighting for love, receiving it freely feels like trap. When this person steps into your life and begins to love you consistently, without games, without hot and cold behavior, without making you guess where you stand, your nervous system might not know what to do with it. You might actually feel a little bored. You might feel a strange urge to pick a fight or to pull away just to create the familiar friction that you have mistaken for passion in the past. I am warning you about this now so that when it happens, you can catch it when you feel the urge to self-sabotage this beautiful, secure, boring, peaceful love. I want you to remember this exact moment. I want you to remember that healing feels like boredom to a traumatized nervous system. Do not run from the peace. Do not manufacture drama just to feel alive. Let yourself be loved easily. Let yourself be loved simply. Let it be the easiest thing you have ever done. You have spent your entire life being the architect of everyone else's happiness. You have drawn the blueprints, laid the foundation, and built the walls for everyone else to live inches now. It is time for you to be the one who is housed. It is time for you to be the one who is sheltered. This person is coming to build a home for your heart, and they are bringing all the materials with them. You do not need to help them carry the load. You just need to open the door and let them inches. We have reached the end of our journey today, but the energy work is not quite finished. I need you to anchor this profound shift into your physical body so that it does not just remain a fleeting feeling you had while watching a video. I need you to lock this miracle into your cellular memory. So wherever you are right now, if it is safe to do so, I want you to close your eyes. Bring your right hand to the center of your chest, resting it gently over your heart. Feel the warmth of your palm seeping through your skin, touching the beating rhythm of your own life force. Take a deep, slow breath in through your nose, filling your lungs until your chest expands against your hand. Hold it at the very top for just a second. And now exhale slowly through your mouth, letting your shoulders drop, letting your jaw unclench, letting go of every ounce of resistance you have been holding onto. Keep your hand on your heart and repeat this affirmation silently in your mind, or whisper it out loud if you are in a private space. Say to yourself, I release the need to earn my worth. I am ready to be loved exactly as I am. I open my heart to the miracle that is arriving for me. I am safe to receive. Feel those words sink down past your mind, past your fears, deep into the soil of your spirit. Feel them taking root. This is your closing ritual. This is the seal we are placing on this reading. Every time you feel the old anxiety creeping in over the next few days, I want you to return to this physical gesture. Hand on heart, deep breath. Remind your body that the war is over. Remind your spirit that the wait is done. You are stepping into a season of unprecedented abundance, Virgo. The love that is coming will spill over into your career, your finances, and your spiritual path. Because when the heart is finally at peace, the rest of life aligns. You are about to see what happens when you are fully, deeply, and unconditionally supported by the person who holds your heart. If this message found you at the exact right moment, if you felt the truth of it vibrating in your bones, I need you to claim this energy right now. Go to the comments and type the word miracle in all capital letters. Do not just think it. Physically type it out as a declaration to the universe that you are ready to receive. Subscribe to Trusted Tarot so you do not miss the next layer of this journey. And share this video with someone who needs to hear that their waiting season is coming to an end. Thank you for trusting me with your energy today. Keep your heart open, keep your eyes on the horizon, and get ready. Your miracle is already on its way.